Good morning, people. Type in chat if you can hear me. One second, let me set up some stuff now. All right. Well, we are bullish this morning. My pre-market bias was bullish, but we put in a perfect triple top, made a bunch of money on this run, and then gave it all back with this loss that was up 30%, but we missed my PT and I ended up losing. So ended up red on the day by pretty much one 20% green trade. The problem was I didn't continue trading because ES is at pre-market high now and NQ's high up in supply. And yeah, I guess I'm bullish on ES to these pivots up here, but it's weaker than NQ. So I just locked in my first red day in a while on options. As for NQ PTs, we have none that are nearby. We are in pretty heavy supply, but I'm not super tempted to short. I can go short if we fall roughly to here, and it'll be a much smaller trade. Uh, that's actually not too bad. I actually don't mind a short trade. If NQ drops to here, depending on how it drops to there, it looks like NQ's finally starting to flip weaker than ES, and if it validates a majority of the move, I don't think that's too bad. But otherwise, there's not too much to take. If ES does flip strong and stay strong, and we get somewhere up here and consolidate, I can take longs to these blue lines up here. But that's pretty much it. We're just gonna have to see what happens. All right, where are my pens at? Nope, that is pretty bullish on NQ. It looks like ES might just get there. Even if I were here earlier, like the potential trade you can take is ES longs here, but it was so much weaker than NQ, and NQ's at high of day in supply. I don't think I would have took that trade either. So I'm just gonna fill out my journal now and see if something pops up. Right, I'm done with that. Well, I guess I wait for a dip, and I'm not even willing to short a dip to be honest. Like this is a potential trade on NQ. I'm not even willing to take it. It's too unlikely. But for those of you that don't know, those pivots are highs from Friday. Here they are. It's pretty much all there is. And, I think there's a decent chance we get to the top one. Problem is, I don't know if it's going to get there in a way that I can actually execute on a trade. I need some kind of bullish consolidation to happen. And I think I'd rather just go for, because these are all lower highs. Judging by the strength of the trend, I'm thinking if I do take a long, it's 60.99 is going to be my PT on ES. I'm going to go for the top one. I don't think I'm going to go for any of the ones underneath. I didn't really see any news today. It looked like there was news. I mean, we just squeezed to the upside super hard 1 minute after the typical news time, but according to Market Watch, there's no news today. So it looks like just technicals are playing out today. Yeah, T-Craft, you just DM me, dude. Yeah, as far as the mentorship goes, guys, just DM me that stuff. It doesn't have to be like a crazy long DM. And yeah, to get into the mentorship, I'm gonna start doing the 20-minute 101s this week and this weekend and the next week. And I'm only gonna keep the doors open until March 1st. Then they're shutting, and then I'm gonna open them again once in what I say July, and then once in October, something like that. But yeah, that's gonna be that is gonna take over my life here pretty soon. It's why I've been like, um, it's why like I've haven't been doing all the trade reviews and stuff because I've been like cherishing the free time that I have at the moment before the mentorship starts. Also, as far as the, I mean, it's still here's the thing: when I price things dirt cheap, you expect a cheap product. That's why I said in that message, like, it's hella cheap this year, but that's only because it was free last year. It's gonna be a lot more expensive next year unless you came from 2025's mentorship, then it's not, obviously. Um, but also, you do get 50% off all the master classes that I do this year and recording. So you kind of make that two master classes and you make that entrance fee back. Uh, yeah, NQ is a lot stronger than ES, guys. I don't, and here's the thing, like ES is bullish consolidation right now, but NQ is just going straight up. I don't really want to just enter long when it's going straight up in supply. I have to wait for some kind of major drop before I can really trade anything. Things are too unlikely. But this high right here, and this supply should be broken. I don't know why it's here. This high, 21,968 is a big pivot. If you guys remember, on Friday we barely swept the pivot before it, just by like a point. So, like a point and a half, we swept it by 2 points. That is a very big pivot right here. I mean, it's almost a perfect double top. It's only just a couple points away. So, I mean, we can go all the way up there today. It looks like, I mean, the odds were especially after we bearishly swept supply, like the odds were so incredibly high that we got to this low that once they didn't, and I cut this trade eventually, I'm like, yeah, we're probably just going to go up all day because you have to have a lot of shorts getting squeezed out and a lot of buyers stepping in to not allow this to, because this is I mean, this getting from here to here is it's going to happen 19 out of 20 times. 19 out of 20 times it's going to happen. So the fact that that didn't happen, uh, I'm not really willing to bet against the trend today. So I gave it a chance after this squeeze to take my ad because I was still half size. And it did start dropping. But then once that got squeezed out, I cut it pretty quick because it's looks like shorts are getting their asses handed to them. Noob to futures, can you lose more than your capital trading futures? No. No, you cannot. But I'm trading prop firms, so it's much less than your capital. Yeah, I would not start trading futures with your own money. It is way too easy to get into trades. than it is on option in comparison to trading options. Options, I mean, you got to enter contracts, you have to pull up the right contract, you got to do all that. Futures will let you reverse your position 20 times within one candle. Um, so yeah, you're going to want to be under a prop form because it's going to be strict. It's going to force you to be a better trader, and you aren't ready to, you know, free your wings and flap them. Like you're less freedom is better when you start trading futures. Less freedom is by far better. Similar thing with options. By the way, this is totally a rising wedge on ES. I don't know if it's going to play. I don't really expect it to because this is kind of a bull flag on ES. But we do have a potential rising wedge here. And honestly, for me, I think it's more of just like a dip buy. And I mean, it's kind of a double fake prophecy too. So, gosh, guys, NQ is so bullish. Like NQ longs on this candle even seem good. Like it's gonna keep going. It is so much stronger than ES, but I cannot. Looks like I'm gonna have to be on the sidelines for a while. We passed the 78.6. Yes, we are very much so past that. Necro says, "Good morning. I trade my own money on futures and Bryce 100% correct. I lost a bunch of money before I was profitable. Better to lose someone else's money or sim account to learn first." Yeah, less freedom is better when you're starting by far. Less freedom is a lot better. I don't really mind longing into the supply, Rakai. It's just like NQ is so much stronger than ES. ES is a bull flag. You can take NQ longs, but it's like we're chopping up, and I don't have any nearby PTs. I literally have nothing. So if we keep going straight up, I'm just never going to be able to enter a trade. The only possible entry point was uh, here, and I was eating breakfast at the time. That's the only possible entry point that I can get. Dev, you said you've been in long for a while. Honestly, dude, just wait for a volume spike and get out, to be honest. I mean, you got one here. It didn't really happen. I would raise my stop. I mean, one thing about this specific uptrend is the higher lows. I would put my trailing stop, here and then here. But honestly, dude, if it just gets a volume spike, I just leave. Like, it looks like a pretty good spot to leave right now, but ES is a perfect double top. So I'm thinking NQ's going to pull back here once ES sweeps that high. You have it at 867 right now. Oh, so your average isn't crazy good. Yeah, your average isn't. Yeah, I'd probably just put your stop a little bit above your average, right around 69, 70. But that's a potential reversal candle there. But yes, it's a perfect double top, I think. It does. So now I have a potential trade. That is a reversal candle. You could enter shorts on that, but I'm not doing that. I would expect ES to flip stronger than NQ. That's kind of a problem too. Like I would rather go long on ES, but it's been so much weaker. But I don't want to go long on NQ because it's so high in supply. The way this candle's closing is looking like it's going to keep going down. This is a bearish candle here. Look how it didn't really get any traction on a buying wick whatsoever. Like it tried getting a buying wick, kept invalidating it. This candle opened fairly bearish. I don't know how far we're gonna drop to, but this is good. I can actually start thinking about trading now. Honestly, I think just dip buying longs has a pretty good chance of making money. You really that axe says really want to get 650 on NQ before CPI to long. Yeah, I hate to break it to you, but 650 ain't happening today. Or at least there's like a 98% chance of it not happening. Way too far away. NQ is actually looking like an okay short on this candle. The next candle is extremely likely to be red. It did have a bullish open though. This candle did have a bullish open, which is actually surprising. Typically, when you see candles, a big red candle like that, and then the following candle, that's pretty damn bearish. But this candle opened bullish. So I'm thinking if it does drop, it's actually going to bounce right after. Still not enough for me to enter longs. And these trades are just too small too. Like I can't, like I'm not willing. These are too small trades to take. But that's bullish. I'm bullish for ES new high of day. Looks like it flips stronger than NQ finally. But NQ still, I want lower lows from it. So I think we're actually going to oscillate here, which means we have a trade coming up. Well, it looks like he is about to get new high of day without a pullback, which sucks for me because that would have been really nice if it got that. And there's new high of day. That is a huge volume spike, though. Looks like shorts just got squeezed again. And I could have taken longs on this candle, but high a day is far too close of a PT, and these PTs are far too far away given the setup. Especially with ES's weakness, I can't enter anything there. That is a huge volume spike on ES. Actually, a reversal trade on NQ wouldn't be too bad because now it's actually a lot weaker than ES. And we just put in higher highs with selling wicks and a volume spike. That's not terrible to take a stab at, and it looks like an ascending Browning wedge at the moment. Risky though, it's very risky. But I'm actually not minding it. I think I may take a stab at it. It's kind of more of a channel than anything. I'm considering doing this. All right, we get down to here. We invalidate most of this bounce. Extremely tight stop loss. Like the loss would be tiny. And then really, my first PT is here, but I'm not selling. I'm just going to move my stop loss to break even at that point and let it go. My big PTs are all the way down here, but is it going to get there? I don't know. But with how heavy supply is and with NQ's new weakness, I'm leaving too much on the table just by selling super quickly. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for my first trade. Pretty low risk. And even at the first PT, it's still, an above 1-to-1 risk to award. But right now, it's kind of looking like ES might actually start getting to my blue lines. This is more bullish consolidation here. You can see like a little bull pennant here on the 15-second. That's a potential reversal candle on NQ. I'm not looking to enter shorts there though. I would enter roughly here. And again, I'd have a tiny stop loss. But man, this is trending really hard. I kind of don't want to enter shorts. Wait a minute. Is there something I'm missing today? Hang on. U.S. consumer. Oh, that's 9 o'clock. Wait, is it 9 o'clock yet? Oh. Oh. Huh. Okay, well, I think I got it. Wait, man, I'm gonna have to enter this short. This candle closes like this, I'll take a small chance on the short. I mean, that is a confirmed reversal setup in heavy supply with a volume spike before it and a volume spike on the reversal candle itself. Unless this candle closes with a huge buying wick, I'll take a small chance on it. I mean, if I lose, it's going to be a very small amount, but the risk reward is pretty damn good. And NQ is a lot weaker than ES. This candle going to flip red. It did. I took it. Very, very tight. Stop. Actually, my stop is too tight on. There we go. Yeah, I took a tiny trade there. Anyways, so you guys remember what day was it last week where inflation expectations came in and they were way worse than expected? And by the way, once this makes a lower low, I'm moving me stop loss break even. Yeah, this is way too close. Way too close to a PT. By the way, I'm starting to get a little bit sick, so my voice is. That's why I keep sniffling. But anyways, it looks like we actually have consumer inflation expectations here in 9 minutes. So in 9 minutes we have that. And I guess what they're expecting is it's actually going to be pretty bullish and it's going to completely kind of erase the bearish inflation expectations that we saw last week, which I guess is why the market's running so much because it's expecting those bullish numbers. So yeah, if NQ makes a lower low moving stop up to break even, we'll just see what happens. I mean, I'll just write it in news, I guess. Is that lower low? I can't see. No, it is not. Let me actually mark this. Oops. If it makes it lower low, stops going to break even. Probably going to stop at break even statistically. I mean, it's such a close stop loss, but it's whatever. If we bounce here, head and shoulders is possible, but ES is clearly bullish consolidation at the moment. So I'm thinking it can still pretty easily stop out. It's still pretty close to stop loss. But anyways, yeah, so it looks like in 8 minutes we're going to have inflation expectations, which could move the market. And it looks like the market is anticipating bullish numbers for those. And the reason why I know that is because Zero Hedge tweeted in the beautiful Twitter alerts or Twitter news channel in Discord is where I get my news every day. He says, watch as the New York Fed 1-year inflation expectations are flat and they dunk on the UMich idiocracy, which the UMich inflation expectations is what dumped the market last week. So that makes sense. That makes sense. And I guess I don't know when that sentiment started showing up, but it looks like that's the reason my put trade lost today is because that sentiment kicked in from somewhere and it drove this bullish market. NQ's trying not to make a lower low right now. It really doesn't want my stop to move at break even. That's a bullish candle open right there. And ES is still bullishly consolidating, so. All right, stop loss at break even. We have a free trade. You can sell if you want, but honestly, that's no fun. This is a good PT right here. Except that's really far away. So just gonna leave it at break even. I kind of want to hold if I'm still in the trade by the time news happens, which I don't know if I'm gonna be because ES is looking like a bull flag. It looks like it's gonna cause NQ to bounce. You can take profits if you want, though. Who cares? I kind of want to hold this through the inflation news, or at least till ES makes a lower low. That's why my PT is so far away. Document this trade real quick. No, it looks like it's going to stop me at break even. That's a bullish sweep there. It's a very bullish sweep. Unless this candle somehow closes with a huge selling wick. And the selling wick wasn't big enough. It looks like I'm going to end up stopping at break even. Which sucks because I kind of wanted to hold it through the inflation news. Because I feel like the inflation news could dump us. But ES is too close to these pivots too. That's a huge issue. That's why my stop loss is at break even, because by the time it gets to break even stop loss, ES is going to be so close to these pivots that I mean these were the targets. This is the last thing I sent in my options channel where I'm technically bullish for these ES pivots here, but yeah, we still got 4 minutes until news. It's gonna be sad because I am expecting it to sweep my break even stop, but it'll be very sad if it sweeps my break even stop and then it dumps due to the inflation stuff. But it is what it is. Nothing can be as unlucky as Friday was. Friday was a rough time. Oh, nice work, JC. Blackhawk, that's what I'm thinking. Blackhawk says if it's expecting it and mostly already priced in, what do you aim for? But that's kind of why I'm more so favoring shorts. I'm like, if I can nail hopefully the top, but if I can just nail a top, hop in shorts, move my stop to break even once it makes a lower low, and hold for the news, that's what I'd like to do. Like that would be pretty sweet. And that's what we're doing. So this is beautiful here. I have a small chance at catching it. But yeah, we got U.S. consumer inflation expectations at 11 a.m. Eastern. 3 more minutes. I am scared that it's going to sweep my stop because now it looks like NQ flips stronger again. I mean, this is, and that's why I chose this level as like my first PT. You could sell here if you want, but it's the only major pivot that's pretty close, or semi-major pivot that's close. The next most major one's all the way down here, which is I'd like for it to sweep because this is kind of like a. I'd like it to retest this. I don't know what happened here, but. And honestly, moving your stop to here isn't bad, but I don't want to get swept right before news. I want to, if I'm able to, I want to stay in during the news and see what happens. Yeah, NQ is so strong. Guys, I'm thinking it's going to sweep me right before news happens. That's a very strong candle there. Yeah, NQ's way stronger than ES again. Yeah, I think it's over. I think the next candle is going to stop me out. If this candle closes without its selling wick, the next candle is going to stop me out. It closed with its selling wick. There's a small chance this candle doesn't stop me out. I think it is though. It's just it's way too strong. I just don't want to be freaking swept right before it dumps on news. It's gonna suck. Please just make it to news. Oh my gosh, I might make it to news, folks. Oh, this is glorious. Now, of course, I have no idea if it's actually going to dump on news, but that's what I wanted to find out. I wanted to be in a free trade, which it's free because my stop loss is at break even, and have the possibility of being in a huge news drop. Looks like it's bullish. It looks like the market priced it incorrectly. That's actually not a bad long trade on I'm assuming the numbers came out. I don't see them yet. Um that's not a bad long trade. I don't think I want to get in though. Yeah, I don't think I want to get in because NQ is stronger than ES, and ES is a bull flag. This is not a bad long trade here, especially because ES has these pivots overhead that I'm kind of bullish for them to hit. There's my break even, by the way. So it was a great attempt. It was a very good attempt. That last candle is not a bad long entry on NQ. I kind of don't want to enter it. I don't really see the numbers yet. Also, this is a very nice level now because it didn't make a lower low. This is a very, very nice level here. You know, if ES drags NQ down to this level and it sweeps it and it makes a lower low, that's going to be a bull flag that I can't enter. I am tempted to enter now. I kind of want to. I'm not going to do it though. I want multiple oscillations, especially because I'm waiting on these numbers, which I still don't see. It's just way too big of a risk. I don't want to take unnecessary losses. %, yeah. Yeah, I'm leaning bullish. But I want to see if NQ can make this lower low first. The thing is, if you do enter longs right now, you can have a phenomenal risk to reward because it's such a good stop loss. Like, it's genuinely such a good stop loss. If you enter longs roughly here and you put your stop right here, pretty much no chance in my mind your stop gets swept. It's going to continue through this blue line. That's why I'm very tempted to take it. And ES is a descending Browning wedge. So if I were to take NQ longs, really the PT would just be ES to these blue lines right here. And I think I may just go for the first one. which the ES distance, you know, if I were to enter up here, is a little over 4 points away. I'm thinking NQ would be roughly, I mean, roughly, yeah, this would right around be first PT for NQ. Oh, this candle's closing right. I really like it. All right, if this candle flips green, I'm in. Otherwise, uh, I'm gonna wait for it to sweep that low. But if this candle flips green, I'm in. I'm gonna hop in and give it a small chance. The stop loss is so tight, anyways, that I'll do it. But I actually have to let this candle close, not just flip green. So it needs to flip green and close that way. Get to the last 10 seconds of the candle that way. And I'm gonna take a chance at those longs because this is a bull pennant right here. NQ is so much stronger than ES. ES is chopping down, and my stop loss is gonna be so tight that I'm not like it. I'm risking such a small loss again. Be roughly here. All right, here's the last 10 seconds. Let's see how this candle closes. Because ES may want a lower low as well. I'm not getting in on this candle. If next candle opens green, maybe. But this candle just opened to bear, so nope, still in the sidelines. Imagine if it doesn't go up, and that's actually high of day, and it just swept me out of my trade for no reason. It'd be very unfortunate. I don't think that's the case, though. I think there's a pretty damn good chance we're going to see new high of day on NQ. So new entry is going to be roughly here. I can barely see the red candles with how heavy this supply is. No shot, we missed my blue line. Uh, well, it is a very confirmed pennant. Shit, NQ so. Oh my gosh, I might have to get in without a sweep. If it gets all the way to my entry, I might have to get in anyways without the bullet sweep, which means the odds for this trade are not what I want them. But hell, if we even, I'll mark out these highs. High day is the top blue line on NQ. Am I gonna have to get in? Is this candle? No, this candle's not quite high enough. It's not on my entry. If I do end up getting in longs without it sweeping, which I hope is not the case, I want it to sweep. Um, Once NQ gets to my first blue line, stop loss to go into break even. I don't care because I mean, just this, and I think that's actually a perfect trend line on NQ as well. It is so much strong. No, not quite a perfect trend line. It is so much stronger than ES though. Actually, not sure why I lost $7 on that last trade. I swear my stop loss was at break even. You see. Oh, it wasn't actually. Wait. Oh, it slippage. It got me for one extra tick. It looks like it. NQ did get its sweep. Beautiful. Now, if we go up, I'm more than willing to get in. If we keep going down, that's going to suck too because it did just enough to get to my break even stop before heading down. But I mean, that's a stop that I kind of have to have. You know, I'm going into news. I don't need to be exposed to an unnecessarily big loss. But that's a bearish, that's not a sweep candle right there. That we'll see how it closes, but at the moment that looks like it may just kind of continue down, which means I may have once again called the high of day without making money on it due to notorious break-even stops. Yes, that is an ES double bottom. Hopefully that breaks before it bounces, if it bounces. Hmm. Well, I'm gonna get in the longs when an ES has a double bottom, perfect double bottom at that, and it's a potential head and shoulders. But you know, I don't really think I can avoid it. I mean, that is NQ swept the lower lows. That's a textbook bull flag. The inflation news didn't come out bearish, so it can continue up. My entry's still up here though. I'm gonna enter more so against this trend line. While that double bottom's there, you could enter now. Like typically, you could enter now, or even on that last green candle, it'll be a a pretty decent early entry. But with that ES perfect double bottom there, I want to give it the chance to break that double bottom before I get in. Fantastic analysis so far, though. And depending on how this candle closes, means I'm gonna get in. And realistically, we're gonna run pretty much a 1.5 risk to reward. You know, it could sweep me. You guys know if it chops down for an extended period of time, I'm gonna lose money. There's no way around that. Hopefully, it does not happen. Or be awesome if ES goes down, sweeps that double bottom right now, and NQ remains strong. That's gonna look fantastic for this trade. NQ wants to go up. Man, NQ's bullish. Good lord, I'm gonna have to get in, guys. And it sucks because ES is a potential head and shoulders. Here's the last 10 seconds of this candle. Yep, that is that's bullish enough. I hopped in. I didn't, I have conflicting analysis, but that's just kind of the trade. So I hopped in at the close of this candle, assuming that it's going to get to my entry, and it did. Stop loss is here. Once we get to new high of day, I'm probably just going to move my stop loss to break even and let it go. If it goes. I don't know if it's going to. And as far as PTs, I really don't have any on NQ. I don't even have a good fib extension that I can use. Actually, I might have one fib extension that I can use. No, way too far away. That is now a perfect top trend line on the NASDAQ. But ES kind of looks like it still wants to go for that perfect double bottom. It's a hard decision to make. Potentially sit out of this trade so ES can get the double bottom, or and avoid a loss or miss out on this setup. It looks like ES is going to get it. Looks like I got perfectly baited into the trade. Looks like ES is going to get that perfect double bottom and sweep my stop loss in the meantime. It's a hard stop loss to honor because that top trend line on NQ is perfect now. I do not want to honor my stop loss because I know with a solid 85% certainty it's going to go back up, but I got to do it. These losses are so small though, only 55 ticks. Realistically, I should extend my stop loss down because the stop loss is so tight, but I don't do that. Once my stop loss is set, I set it. If my stop loss was supposed to be further away, I allow it to stop me out, take the punishment, and then just document it and next time. It's a perfect triple bottom on ES now. That did not do what I wanted it to do. If it swept it by just one tick and it was bouncing, it's going to look like the straight's going to work out. Um, yeah, I don't know, guys. That's such a nice flag on NQ, but ES is screwing it up. I don't think I'm going to be able to get around stopping out than having to re-enter this trade. It's a pretty nice lower low too. What is that? 6. That did sweep it. Well, ES got it. All right, if it goes back up, I'm back in. Yeah, I don't think there was any avoiding that. It sucks that my short trade stopped out at break even because that trade was beautiful. I mean, we called the top, or at least this top. All right, if we go back up, I'm giving it another chance. That's pretty bullish there on the Nasdaq. If ES didn't look bad, I would consider entering a reversal trade here to the upside. But ES does not look like a proper reversal setup. In fact, it kind of looks like ES wants to go for this low now. It really sucks that I continuously call tops and bottoms flawlessly. And over the last pretty much week, I mean, since last Tuesday, I just not making any money. My stop losses at break even kept getting swept. But honestly, on that short trade, I had to put a stop loss at break even because we were going into news. There's like not much I can do about it. ES is almost there. It looks like the bull flag invalidated. Now, but this trend line is still a flawless trend line though. You guys can't really see it. It's hard to see because the wicks, but this trend line on NQ is flawless. Like it is gorgeous. So if we still go up, I'm still bullish for a break and run to high of day. But ES is messing with the double bottom again. Kind of like an NQ short. Yes, it looks like ES is flipping stronger than NQ, and it has another perfect double bottom. This is terrible price action to trade because I have bullish bias due to that perfect trend line, but every bullish bias I have is conflicted with a stupid perfect double bottom on ES. But I could see us heading all the way back down. I mean, ES did miss this pivot by just one tick earlier today. My 60, 67, 50 pivot, it missed it by one tick. So I'm not opposed to us going all the way back down. I think it's still unlikely, though. Oh, got it. If this buying wick gets a lot bigger, this can be a nice reversal trade right here that I wouldn't be opposed to entering. Very high risk, low probability, but you're stopped. It's pretty. You're gonna lose like a tiny amount of money if it stops out. But nope, that is no longer a reversal candle. So pretend I didn't say anything. I mean, I have these pivots on NQ. Look, damn, it looks like my short trade would have actually got the PT if it didn't sweep my break even stop. I want to believe it, but I mean, this was my price target here, and it's closing in on it. And I can't enter longs unless we get all the way back up here. If we get all the way back up here, yeah, I'm gonna take longs because it's a perfect trend line. Again, super tight stop. And once it gets here, I'm just gonna have to move my stop to break even, to be honest, because now it's too steep. It's way too, like, this is not a bull flag anymore. Problem with the break even stop though is the inverse head and shoulders possibility. Why not short? Because shorts right here are bad. When, how, yeah, however you say your name. Looks like NQ's trying to flip weak. This candle closes without a wick. It looks like it's going to get down more, but I'm still kind of expecting a bounce right around here. It has a setup for it. I mean, this is a bullish piercing line on NQ, the last two candles. If this candle can somehow close green, I think we're going to end up bouncing. I don't know how hard. And you could take a reversal trade with an extremely tight stop loss. In fact, if this candle closes green, I'm willing to take a chance on it. It did not close green. I still think it might go up, though. I took a tiny reversal trade. We'll see. And it looks like I actually got a fantastic fill. I'm just risking such small losses right now. I don't, even if it goes all the way up, it's the problem is this trend line is too steep. We dropped too much. So if I enter all the way back up here, I'm not like it's too steep. Anyways, this is a reversal trade I took. I just took it off the piercing line. Next candle opened green, validated the selling wick. This is my this is my stop loss here. Just risking tiny things, really. It'll be funny though, because if this bounces, I mean, this is the second reversal that I've called. I called literally a high of day, but my freaking trade got stopped out at break even. It's so annoying. Such a pain. Do you like that piercing line though? And now the problem is, where do you even, where do you even go? So put my stop loss at break even, and I guess I'll just wait for it to get swept. Like, that's really all I can do. It looks like it's probably going to sweep now. Actually, a tiny bit lower. Yeah, it's going to sweep. Jeez, that's a huge selling wick. It looks like it's going to get my break even stop. If it doesn't validate the selling wick, though, I can enter longs for a more proper trade. But I'm just going to honor my break even stop, honestly, on these reversal trades. What are the odds that it sweeps my break even stop perfectly twice in a row without getting the lower low or the higher high? I think the odds are pretty small. All right, hit my break even stop. Let's see if it perfectly swept it or not. If this does perfectly sweep my stop and go back up, I might actually have enough data to rule out break-even stops on reversal trades. Up to a certain extent. Like, I think I actually have enough data for that. Looks like NQ actually flipped weaker than ES, though. Oh, it did it, man. It did sweep it. Well, that's a two reversals I called in a row that I tried trading and hit my break-even stop. Technically, it hasn't gone high enough for me to actually enter a flag trade. Still looks like a head and shoulders on ES to me. Technically, if this selling wick invalidates, I can enter longs. I don't know if I want to though. Like I don't want to. I don't know if I. I don't really think I'm willing to re-enter longs just to potentially stop out on it, and then have to get this. This flag's just way too steep. It's not nearly likely enough to play out, unless it just happened to perfectly hold the 38.2% fib. You know, it's not actually too steep. I mean, it's too steep for my liking, but it's actually not. It's actually not too steep. I think I'm gonna have to re-enter if it fully invalidates that selling wick there. But I'm hoping that ES at least makes a lower low. It's not been a very fun session, guys. I mean, for the first entire half hour of it, we just chopped upwards, can't do anything with that. Then we just chopped downwards the second half. You know, I'm now starting to kind of like shorts to my blue line. Now shorts are looking a little bit better. Um, Now, if it got all the way to the trend line, it would be looking terrible. I'd still be bullish, but the size of these bounces have gotten relatively less and less, which means the downtrend is growing. And ES is pretty dang weak right now. I don't really mind shorts. I don't think I'm gonna take them though. We're chopping down way too much still. I would still rather enter longs if we invalidate this selling wick here. But shorts are starting to look a little bit better. So if you're bearish, well, technically you're triggered into shorts right now on ES, which I think is a little bit early. And then your PT would just be NQ getting to this blue line, whenever that may be. But NQ's back to being stronger than ES. And I don't know, NQ might want the 38.2% fib. I think NQ's actually, if it gets to 38.2%, I think it's very likely to bounce off that fib. Because, I mean, where will ES be? ES will be making a lower low as well. NQ will be making a lower low there. Um, I'd be open to taking another reversal trade here. Just another low probability, but extremely low risk reversal trade. That's a perfect double bottom on ES now. If you entered shorts on that red candle, you got a very nice start to this trade. And NQ hasn't even made the lower low yet. To be honest, NQ might not need to make a lower low. It's so much stronger than ES. Wait, that's perfect trend line. Never mind, it's got to do it. That is a perfect trend line on NQ. And it's no longer a perfect trend line. Well, yeah, that's not the 38.2%. Needs to get a bit lower, but that is a reversal candle on the NASDAQ. You could take a reversal bet there, but I'm thinking it's going to get to this blue line here on NQ, which means my first short trade would have been phenomenal if it didn't sweep my stop loss at break even. So unfortunate, but at least the last stop loss at break even did its job. Very good. That's a 38.2% fib there on NQ, and ES should be around 50%. Yeah. That's 38.2%. That's not bad for a reversal setup. If this candle closes green and completely invalidates the red one, it'll look okay for a reversal. Otherwise, I'm thinking ES can get. I'm feeling an ES reversal off the 61.8 and NQ sweeping my first blue line. See, ES flipped a lot stronger in the NASDAQ, though. I don't know if it wants a 61.8. Oh, might not. 38. That's not a. I couldn't enter a reversal trade there at the 38.2%. It wasn't a reversal candlestick setup. But now I can possibly enter longs on NQ. I mean, how many lower lows and these big bounces are we going to do before we finally actually squeeze out shorts and actually start running again? Yeah, we've done a pretty good job avoiding most of the chopping down. I took one tiny loss, and that stop loss was flawless. So I think the way I've handled this chopping up and then chopping down, I think I handled it pretty good. I just got lucky with this short trade here. This is a potential long trade here. That's bullish on NQ. I can enter with a very tight stop loss. I took it. Just small risk. I don't want to enter big trades. I really don't. While I'm going against the trade trend, I really don't. I want to take. I would rather have much more small losses than fewer trades but bigger losses. Why is this different on these charts? Oh, that's why. There you go. Tiny trade. I'll take a couple of attempts. Why is this? I don't know why this goes so high. I really don't know. I don't know why it does. Anyone know why it does this? Why do my long tools keep like going to the moon every time I set them out? Anyways, this is a trade I took. Again, it bounced off my 38.2%, put in a decent reversal setup, and we got a volume spike off the 38.2%. Only risking a tiny amount with, you know, how high is it going to go? I don't know, but really there's no other trades I can possibly take. This is pretty much it. So just small losses, and if one wins, it'll make all it back plus a lot more. This candle opened pretty bearish. I think it may head back down. Now, if this red candle invalidates on NQ, that's going to look fantastic, but you see how small this candle is and how it stayed small during the entire first 20 seconds? It's pretty unlikely to go all the way back up. It stayed small the entire candle. Looks like we might just. I mean, I guess we could just chop all the way down to my blue line. I guess that's technically a possibility. Is there a more or less volatile time to trade futures? Uh, See, volatility is a good thing, man. Um, I want volatility. This I don't want. I don't want this. If this candle closes green like this, guys, we have huge potential. They might finally bottom out. I don't like that. I don't know why NQ like keep flipping. Like once I'm in my reversal trade, I don't know why NQ keeps flipping weaker, but it is weaker now. Um, but anyways, man, you want volatility. You don't want no non-volatility. Your stops are gonna keep getting swept if it's not volatile. Ew, NQ is so much weaker, guys. That looks terrible. Really, I can't move. I can't even think about moving my stop loss to break even until we get to the first blue line, which is right here. So, and that's actually a pretty good distance away. But NQ's weakness pains me. Hurts the odds of this trade a lot. If we keep invalidating these selling wicks on it, because right now it's bearish, like you don't want to see these selling wicks unless they invalidate. If so many shorts are stepping into this bounce, if we invalidate, we have so much freaking potential. But that last selling wick needs to invalidate, and if it does, it's gonna be looking pretty damn good. I wish I was in ES though, because um, it'd be looking a lot better. You know, I don't think I'm ever gonna. I was thinking about moving my stop to break even. I'm gonna delete the fibs. I don't really need them anymore. I was considering moving my stop to break even if we get to here. And yeah, I guess I could. No, I probably still will. But an inverse head and shoulders could sweep me. But looks like NQ's weakness is gonna sweep me first because man, it is so much weaker than ES right now. ES looks so much better than NQ. ES isn't facing like any resistance with this bounce at all. Looks like it's gonna stop out. NQ's just way too weak. If NQ was stronger, I would be more confident, but right now I'm giving it like a 60% chance it stops me out, which is not super high. Gonna hang out on my phone till something cool happens. Looks like shorts won the battle there. Tiny loss again. I mean, I'm down by less than one green trade today. But I mean, I don't really. There's no other trades I can take besides just trying to catch the freaking bottom of this because one of these is actually gonna play out, and I can't go short because it keeps making lower lows and bouncing. So there's not much I can do right now. Over traded today and gave back gains. Oh, JC. Three messages above. You're like, I'm up $1,000. You got to secure it and call it. Price action ain't good right now, dude. It is not good. This I've pretty much just taken two tiny losses today, and that's it. It did just perfectly hit my stop loss, and it's bouncing. Um, and it's technically could be an inverse head and shoulders. I think it's more likely to actually put in a bear flag and continue down. Honestly, I'm thinking it's this flag's going on too long now. You know, the first leg was 56 minutes. The flag, or if you want to call it a flag, the flag has been going on for pretty much an hour now. It's been too long. So it perfectly swept my stop, but I'm leaning bearish on NQ. It is a bear pennant at the moment. I would like it to sweep a higher high than come down. If it can sweep a higher high, come down, hell, if it can even get to this trend line, that'd be cool. And then come down. I like shorts to the blue line as an actual real like non-high risk reversal trade or non-low probability reversal trade. But these trades are just so small. Like my PT's only 70 ticks away. What is this? These trades are tiny today. And that's pretty damn bearish right there on NQ. That's a short entry if you want it. Not gonna lie, I really wanted to take it, but I didn't get filled. You just document that real quick. That's a nice lower low. We could actually bounce now. Will we? I don't know. That's a reversal setup though. Once again, it is a reversal setup. I actually left my order open and I filled, but then I just sold pretty much at break. I actually sold for like a $4 loss. I don't want to take shorts anymore. With that nice of a bounce, I'd rather not. That's back to looking like a reversal setup. That is a bullish piercing line right there. Yeah, that's a bullet. Do I dare? Mm, I want to give the reversal trade one more chance, but ES kind of needs a lower low too. We'll see. you know, guys, if you want a reverse, man, I might just take it. I might just take it. Yeah, I took it. Again, only exposing myself a tiny amount, you know, tiny loss if it's a loss, but it's like it's a very nice bullish piercing line on NQ. And but I mean, I just don't want to keep like don't want to keep entering reversal trades on the way down, but the way this is dropping is not very bearish. That's the big issue. And look at the volume spike we had. Like this is again, tiny stop loss, tiny everything. Don't take it if you're not bullish, but for me it's like, you know, there's not really anything else I can do. And if I lose this trade, I will finally be red by one green trade. Like that's how small these losses are. So it's like, you know, whatever. Or it looks like it's gonna hunt it. Yeah, guys, I can't trade this price action. Look how NQ keeps flipping. I'm telling you guys, for some reason, NQ keeps flipping strong on my entry candle and then flips weak right after. Look how much weaker it is in ES now. Looks like I'm gonna take another tiny loss here. Even though ES is actually going up. Just putting in a bear pen on ES. I think this bear pen is more likely to break to the upside than the downside, to be honest. Price action has spent more time near the top trend line. Actually, it depends how long it's here. This price action is freaking god awful, guys. I can't do anything with this. This is the worst chopping down that we've seen in a while. This is way too much chopping down, like way too much. This is very impossible to trade. All you can really do is take like very small, light-sized gambles with tight stop losses and hope that you just catch the bottom. Or, you know, I would love to go short, but the thing is, most of these oscillations, like by the time it puts in the red candle, it's already at the lower low where it's ready to bounce. Happened right here. Already at the lower low. This one you could have. Um, just most of these, by the time it finally starts dropping, it's already at the lower low. You can't really go short. So, jeez, ES is so much stronger than NQ. I may have to switch out of NQ and switch to ES. What a freaking scam, guys. Why does NQ keep doing this? I did not expect NQ to flip so weak after it swept the lower low and put in a super bullish piercing line. Otherwise, my average on ES would have been here, and it would have been dandy. It would have actually been dandy. You could sell NQ a break even here if you don't believe in it. It is pretty weak, but I'm just it's such a small trade. I'll just let it go. Overslept today. Yeah, FEMA. Sucks that you overslept because this morning was actually pretty good price action. I actually ended up red this morning because I guess fundamentals kind of took over. But the price action itself was good. The price, I mean, you were able to make money. I didn't. I was green, but then we missed this perfect triple bottom, and then yeah, so I did not. But that's technically a falling wedge break to the upside on NQ. This is a solid PT here. That's just gonna be, you know, I want to go for a much longer trade. Like I want to go for new high of day, but it's simply too far away, too unlikely. Um, yeah, that's my PT. I don't want to do it also because I want to be green on the day, and it pains me that PT is less than 100 ticks away, which is typically like my standard for a green trade. But I mean, I got to keep it realistic. I mean, I'd be lucky for to get. I mean, if we look at the width of this falling wedge here, here's the width. Here we go. Put on the break. It lines up perfectly. It literally lines up perfectly. Like, I'm just going to go for that PT. You could extend your PT out if you want to, but honestly, based on the price action that we've seen, I'd be lucky if he even gets that far. Hey, I will say though, on the 3 reversal trades that I took, one was stopped for a loss. This one, or the another one, was break even. Out of all the reversal trades I took, it at least bounced for some bit after I entered. It's not like I entered and it just immediately kept going down. Like, each trade did get a nice little bounce. It looks like ES NQ is catching back up in strength, which is nice. ES has a million tops right here. I'm pretty bullish for that to break. Looks pretty damn good. Shit. I kind of want to extend my PT. I don't want to do it. It's pretty damn bullish. I'm not, though. You know, we're back in a no man's land. I'll re-enter longs if we get up here. Ideally, if we get up here and pull back, I'll re-enter longs. I would rather not be in a trade in this area. Look at the volume profile. You see which area is the highest? It's this box right here. I'd rather not hold a long through this area. Because like I said, I'd be lucky if it even gets to my PT. And if it does get to my PT and I'm greedy and I decide to try to hold it, and it does go down, that would be very painful. Did move my stop up just a little bit. Doesn't hurt the odds of the trade at all, just above the low of that buying wick there. PT is actually at 70 flat, which is actually a decent amount higher than this, but that's the MNQ. Just going for 70 flat, that's the MNQ level there. So if we barely miss it, that's why. Your audio is choppy. Is my audio choppy? Type in chat, guys. Can you guys hear me clearly, or is it just on Alfredo's side? Yeah, Alfredo, it sounds like it's just you. Check your Wi-Fi, rejoin the stream, do whatever. Gosh, these trades are too small, folks. These trades are way too small. This is less than a green trade. So if I win this trade, I'm still red by a little bit. Tell you what, though, we have trade set up, folks. We have trade set up. I hope this hits PT. I really do. But we have trades set up because if this comes back down, beautiful long to this level down here. That's great. I have a short setup. If we come up here, pull back, I know we're probably at least going to pull back to high of day. We got trades. We actually got trades now with this range. This is good. Mic chopping for me. Yeah, it could just be a Wi-Fi thing. I'm not sure, guys. Because there's 2 people that says choppy, way more people say it's clear. I turn it up just a little bit, but did not hit my PT yet. That is PT, but I went with the MNQ PT, which is 870 on my chart because I'm trading MNQ. So I'm doing the safety squint because I'm scared that's going to reverse. There we go. I got it. Cool. You could keep holding if you want to. NQ is very bullish. I don't want to hold through the very choppy high volume profile. I'd rather just re-enter. But damn, that is bullish, folks. Also, just the trades have been so small. I don't want to be greedy and go for huge trades. But I'm now only red by 50 bucks on the day, so a fraction of a green trade. So I think we handled it pretty well. It really pains my soul that I literally called high of day and it swept my break even stop. Um, but I feel like we handled this chop pretty well. All right, good trade. Let's see. It looks like I'm gonna re-enter NQ longs, but I'm looking for. I need some kind of consolidation here. I'm unwilling to just hold it all the way to high a day. I normally would, but this flag is not a flag. See how steep it dropped? See how steep it dropped and see how much of the uptrend it invalidated? Otherwise, I would hold right to high of day and past it. But this went way too steep, way too much bearish control. Simply too unlikely to just blindly hold it to high of day. I think that's a very solid price target. It did bounce off the 38 too, though, so um, it's not too bad. I would hold past high of day if it went like this. If the bounces were a lot bigger, then I would, but the bounces weren't. That's good PT right there. I'll take it. Now, if it goes back up, you can technically re-enter for a new high of day. I wanted to enter up higher, though. I don't like where it's consolidating right now. That's a bullish buy. That's pretty bullish buying wick there. I am mildly concerned that ES is putting in like a bear flag or something. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hang out on my phone till something jumps out at me. You know, I'm willing to trade more. I've really barely traded at all. It's just a bunch of freaking. I've taken 6 trades, but half of those have been break even, and one of those was a microscopic loss. So I haven't really traded much today. Just kind of got my toes wet a bit. Good TA though, very good TA. All right, I'm gonna hang out on my phone till something jumps out at me that I can take. Um, that's a short entry right there. It's an early short entry. But yeah, I'm gonna. Is it gonna bait me into shorts? It's quite possible. I already said this trade before my last trade even hit PT. Entering here for shorts to here. It's not a very big trade, but that's a bearish liquidity sweep. ES is a bear flag. Type in chat, what do you guys think about this trade? This closes without the buying wick. If it fully invalidates the buying wick, I'll hop in on this candle. Put an order in on ES instead. Um, with my luck, ES would flip crazy strong, but yeah, it's a fine shot to take. Let me see. I did take it on ES. I don't know if it's really optimal yet. NQ at the time of entry did invalidate half the move. I took it on ES here. ES, I'm just scared that ES is gonna flip strong. But I mean, here's the Here's the potential for the ES trade. I don't have a hard PT though because I'm looking for this NQ blue line. So yeah, that's what I'm going for. I'm just going to keep a pretty subjective PT. And again, I'll sell if NQ gets to the blue line. If it happens to line up with this low on ES, I'll do that. Because, I mean, this is... I mean, you could change it to where this is a bear pennant. But I see it more as a flag. This is a perfect trend line on ES, though. So watch for a bounce. But if it bounces, I'm going to be bearish for it to break. Problem is, though, my stop loss is too close that if it bounces with any kind of momentum, it's going to sweep it. That's the bear flag there. But I'm going to post up the NQ short as well and just kind of compare. Yeah, I hope ES is weaker because NQ's this PT on NQ is further away money-wise than this PT on ES. Document this. Yeah, PT's at NQ low. This is a solid PT on ES. You can take it, just one tick below. But the entire hypothesis was, you guys saw me draw it way before, get to this high, and then if it comes down, I can enter for this low. So I want to go for that low. I'm able to move this down one tick now. That's not going to hurt the odds at all. Another solid trade, though, regardless of what happens. That's a great entry right there. Great entry. Gorgeous price target. Oh my gosh, that's such a good price target. I'm lucky that it went up a little bit higher than where it was, or else it would have, if it perfectly swept this, it wouldn't have caught my order. And that would have sucked a lot. This is a bounce area on NQ. Last candle just put in a small volume spike. Expecting NQ to get some kind of bounce here. It would be nice. It would look okay if it did too, because that would be a head and shoulders. So I can see it happening. Looks like NQ would have had a better risk to award as well than ES. But I don't know. It depends where ES is at by the time NQ hits PT. But here's the bounce that we predicted. Let's hope it's a small one. That's what I need. I need a small bounce. And there's ESPT. You could use that as PT. I'm not. I'm going for the NQ low. I may hate myself for doing it, but let's hope that's not the case. That NQ low was the entire hypothesis. I just took the ES trade because it just seemed weaker. Looks like ES is flipping strong now that it's at this pivot. Doesn't want to dump much below it. Swap that. 77.75. It's too low. That's another reversal candle on NQ, and it got a big volume spike there. $77.25 is a decent PD to have. Trying to time my exit because ES has a lot more slippage, and I'm out. Okay, cool. Oh shit! I shouldn't have been out. NQ didn't actually hit BT. I thought it did. Where did I sell at? 77 flat. So this was my fill. 77 flat. NQ actually didn't hit PT. So I'm technically not supposed to be out. Now it hit PT. All right, I maybe would have made one extra tick. I maybe would have made one extra tick there. So, all right, it's fine. I market sold right when it hit. I could have maybe only made one extra tick, so it's fine. That's good. Very, very minor error. That's a green day. Small green. I mean, these trades are freaking small, but look at the size of the ES trade. 20 ticks on ES is the same as 100 ticks on NQ. So I'm like fact checking myself, but that's anyways. 20 ticks on ES is the same as 100 ticks on NQ. If I took this NQ trade, it would have been 87 ticks versus I got 22 ticks on ES. So I actually made uh like 30% more on that trade because I took ES instead based on the strength and weakness analysis. That is beautiful. Very good TA today, just not a lot of profits. I'm not able to do much. Anyways, I can re-enter longs if we come back up. I told you guys once this break started happening, we have trades now. We can actually trade this. But anyways, if NQ comes back up, it's a decent long. I don't know if I want to keep trading in this range, and I feel like yes, because remember, I said it like 45 minutes ago. 60, 67, 50 on ES. I'm bearish for this blue line to hit, and now that we've invalidated a majority of this entire run, I'm starting to think it's actually going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get triggered in when that happens, though. And with it blowing through that pivot that I had, that looks like it. Oh my gosh, it's going to hit. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm triggered back into shorts. I'm not going to enter, though. Only because of the volume spike. But if we show any sign of consolidation, I think I'm gonna re-enter, guys. That shit's bearish. Is Trump talking? Am I missing something here? Yeah, the volume spike keeps me out, but we did validate a vast majority of the move. I'm bearish to 60, 67, which is where the demand breaks. So if we can bounce and invalidate that bounce and I can enter roughly here, that's still a potentially huge trade. But yeah, I'm bearish for 60, 67, 50 on ES to hit. Man, that bear pennant played out. Type in chat, you guys making money on this drop? What do we have? We only have like 80 people in here. YouTube combined with Discord, which isn't that much, but everyone pieced out too early when price action was terrible and I wasn't making money. Shame on them. MTED is making money on this drop. Good. At least we got one soldier making money. I can't chase it, guys. I mean, you could have entered on that huge red candle, but it's too big of a volume spike. Too likely to bounce. I need a bounce and invalidation. That's the bare minimum, so. I mean, I'm green on the day by one green trade now. So if I'm not able to get into another trade, it's not going to kill me. At least it's a green day, but I would really like to play it to that level if I can. That's a reversal candle. If it invalidates, I can't get in though. Like I need an actual bounce and actual invalidation. And if it's too small, I'm gonna have to wait for multiple oscillations. It's fairly bearish right there. It's putting in that candle kind of early. I'm thinking the bounce, it's gonna be temporary. I'm thinking we're gonna get to 60, 67, 50 on ES. Just give me a bit bigger of a bounce so I can enter. You can technically enter here if you're really bearish, but I'm not willing to chase it, especially after how much volume it got. I'm not willing to chase it. And again, I'm not desperate to trade or anything because we're green. I'm going to hang out on my phone until I'm able to enter. P.S. I highly recommend um, doing something dopamine filling on your phone, whether that's scrolling social media, reading a book, doing, well, actually, you can't read a book. You can't like lift up very quickly, but doing something while you're trading, because if you're just looking at charts, you're only going to be thinking about entering, exiting, what's going to happen next. You're going to be deteriorating your psyche. But if you take breaks, 10-minute, 15-minute breaks when there's nothing to do, and you just hop on your phone, whether you play a game on your phone or do anything, it will it just retains your psychology. You'll extend your psychological battery. You won't drain it, and you're gonna be less desperate to chase every move and whatnot. So I highly recommend it. That's why you guys hear me silent a lot of the time. I'm just hanging out on my phone waiting for something I can get into. And I maybe could get into this here, but I'm not going to. I need a bigger bounce, so I'm gonna keep waiting. Well, NQ is weaker than ES. This is a bounce. I can work with this. So if we come back down to roughly here on ES, I can enter. What? It's probably going to be on NQ because NQ is weaker now. I don't know if it's going to stay that way, but it's certainly weaker right now. By a lot, actually. I want NQ to make a higher high. That'd be a little bit nicer. But you know, if honestly, if NQ comes down and invalidates that two green candles ago, that one, the morning star, the morning doji star candle, um, I'd be willing to enter. But this is the bounce I was waiting for. Technically, I mean, it could just keep going all the way up, and now this channel's big enough to where if we do get back up to here, you could take a huge trade to high up day, which seems huge, but it's actually not points wise. But yeah, my bias is definitely has to be bearish now that we've come all the way back down. And this isn't like a huge pivot or anything. You're really just betting that's going to break low of day. This is a bigger deal here. I didn't really see this. We got this perfect triple bottom in the pre-market, but honest, the problem is it was so not volatile that, you know, I think it could break this. But honestly, this seems like it just happened to like due to like a severe lack of volatility, so it's not a huge deal. NQ is looking pretty good for shorts. I'll see how this candle closes. That's good enough for shorts right there. Like that is a short entry right there. But my 10-second rule, I cannot do it. Can't do it. You know, and if NQ is at low of day by the end of this candle, not low of day, this low, I might just enter on ES. Well, I'm gonna have to see. Because do I think NQ is gonna flip strong after sweeping low of day? Because it only has lower highs, which is a concern. It didn't sweep any of these highs, which would help the odds of this trade working out a lot if it did that. But it did not. So it looks like I'm going to be entering here. I mean, it's a textbook bear pennant. I have a few more seconds till I can enter. Okay, now I can enter, but this buying wick is huge now. So if this buying wick goes away, I'm hopping in. If I did enter there, this is what I mean, this is pretty much the trade I'd take. There you go. Another tiny stop loss. And I just let it go. I'd more than likely have to re-enter this trade if it swept my stop loss, because I think it would likely come back down, but that's the trade there. So if this buying wick invalidates, I'll give it a shot. I think it's got a decent chance with how much weaker NQ is than ES now. Well, with ES being so strong and it's not even in the demand yet, I'm concerned to see if how it's going to do once it gets in the demand. Because I think it may just want to make a lower low and skyrocket. Am I going to get in here? It looks like I might. Fingers on the trigger. That buying what goes away, I'm in. Is not going away. That's a bearish candle open. But turned into a bullish engulfing. Kind of expecting this candle to finish red. My finger is so much very on the trigger to enter. I can wait for the last 10 seconds now. Here's the ES trade to compare. I'm really hoping NQ just explodes to the upside now and takes out those highs, but it's probably not going to. Probably gonna have to enter while it's a bear pennant. It is so much weaker than ES. I actually kind of just want to enter it now. It is so much weaker, geez. Enter calls for QQQ? Absolutely not. If you're gonna enter calls, enter SPX. If that buying wicks invalidates, I will be in. Looks like we're gonna take out those higher highs or those highs. There's one. Kind of bullish. I mean, that's kind of like a short squeeze to the upside. Yeah, that's kind of looking like a short squeeze. I don't know if we're gonna come back down after that. That's kind of bullish. So we'll see how this candle closes. But now, yes, has invalidated most of the drop. Yes, it has. We could be going back up. Yeah, we could. That's a very bullish candle right there. Well, back on my phone. I will that green candle invalidates, or even most of it invalidates. Actually, a vast majority of that green candle validates. I'll take my shorts. Uh, the PT to the ESPT to the demand break there is around 60, 67. That's kind of far away now. I don't know if that's gonna happen. That's really far away. So if I enter shorts, I probably isn't gonna be PT. I might just take it to ES demand, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I could, and I'll just trail my stop or something. I don't know. We'd have to see. Mm. Yeah, that's kind of enough to take it. What do you guys think? That's enough. Let's see if that buying weight goes away. I'm kind of triggered in on NQ. Still would have a very tight stop loss. It didn't go away, but this candle opened bearish. Um, I could enter here early. I'm gonna let the candle close, guys. You can enter here early. I'm gonna let the candle close. If I end up getting this average, oh well. My PT's so far away that it's not really that big of a deal. You know, and that candle did open bearish, why I did consider entering. But I'm gonna let this candle close in case it gets a huge buying wick and pops back up. But if I end up getting my original entry, it's not that big of a deal. The loss is still relatively small. The potential loss, that is. Now let's see. I do not want a big buying wick here. No big buying wick. Kind of got a small one. This candle opened green. Thinking it's going to go for one more bounce before it comes down. But we'll see. It's looking pretty good to enter here. It's like short. Yeah, that is the most bear flaggiest. That's the barest, flaggiest flag ever. Like, you can't get more bear flaggy than that. You really can't. See if it gets a small bounce here. There it is. All right, this candle, if this green candle goes away, beautiful. If this green candle goes away, I'm in. That's why I kind of delayed it a bit. Beautiful. That's very nice. It's a bullish candle open too. Wow. Looks like ES going to make a higher high. So is NQ. New entry will be right here. That's a big selling wick that's trying to put in. ES bearish too? Not really. It's really only NQ that's looking bearish. The idea of this trade when I enter is that this is a confirmed bear flag on NQ. When it breaks to the downside, I'm hoping, here's the hope, that NQ breaks to the downside from this flag. It pulls down ES to roughly here. And by that time, ES will start stopping out its longs as well. And it will start falling into this demand. That's the goal. So I'm looking for this bear flag break to catalyze down, continue downside on ES and invalidate the longs that have entered here. That's what I'm looking for. But as of right now, ES isn't looking very bearish. I'm thinking NQ wants to make a higher high too, but this candle keeps flipping red for some reason right after, so. There it is. ES did not make a higher high though, just NQ did. That's a nice selling look there on NQ. ES made the higher high. I don't know if NQ wants to come back down though. So that might be it for the. Unless we turn around here very soon, that might be it for the day. I don't have stocks on my screen. I have ES on the left and NQ on the right. Here's the top of the trend line. All right, we'll see. If we come down to here, I'm in. And stop loss will be here. Does it? It kind of looks like it's invalidating the bear flag, so that might be it. I'm not really willing to take any other trade. That was kind of the last trade I wanted to take, so I might just lock in a green day and that's it. Yeah, it's a bullish candle open too. I'll hang out for like 5 more minutes. Honestly, if we don't come back down, it's not that big of a deal. I'll just lock in the green day and leave. Kind of sucks. It's a lot of waiting for nothing, but I did avoid that bear pendant nicely. Like I almost got in a few times. The 10-second rule bailed me out there. Looks like ES may go for this trend line to break. But here's the thing also, guys. I'd be careful going long because as you guys can see, kind of looks like possibly a huge head and shoulders on ES. Um, which is not bullish really at all. I mean, we can get all the way up to here easily, but then it's still like a potential head and shoulders. So I don't know. It's another big selling wick on NQ. Did NQ, or could we even get to the? Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of up in the air. You know, it could be a huge descending channel on NQ and end up continuing up, or we can come back down and go to the 61.8. It's tough to say, but it's yeah, it's pretty 50-50. I don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking we go up, then we go down. I don't know how far down we're gonna go though on the on the way down. Nor do I know how far we're gonna go up. So I don't really have any major sentiment here. I'm actually gonna hang on my phone for a bit. I want to see if this ends up coming back down. I'll give it like a few minutes. If it keeps going up over those few minutes, I'm just gonna hop off. No, each of these candles are opening bullish, so we could keep running for a while. I mean, we're approaching this trend line all the way up here on NQ, so I don't think it's impossible. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna call it, guys. That's pretty much it. So after all that, pretty much only walked away green by one trade, but we avoided a lot of potential losses, and this price action hasn't been the friendliest. But the decisive moves that we did get, the predictable and decisive moves, this up and this down right here, we caught. There was nothing else as far as decisive movements except this uptrend now that we've had this entire time, and we caught both of them. So I'm fairly happy. But all right, well, that's it for me. Hope you guys have a blessed rest of your day. Good luck if you continue trading. I'll start answering DMs in a bit. I gotta leave the house here soon to pick up my car, and then all you guys that want in the mentorship will start scheduling some stuff. But all right, I will see you guys later. Good luck if you keep trading, and feel free to reach out if you guys need anything.